Hey Facebook, welcome to the Twin Cities Real Estate Show. Today we're going to be talking about selling in a seller's market. You know, quite often during this time we hear about people just saying, oh, the market like this, the house will just sell itself.
Hear it a lot.
Yes. And that's a very true statement. Actually, houses tend to always sell themselves in a sense, right? The question is how much do they sell for? And I think that is the important thing when talking about getting a house truly ready to maximize the value, if that's what a seller's goal is. Because at the end of the day, you price a Ferrari for $500, it's going to sell itself.
Right.
Probably for more than that $500 too.
Right.
So, yeah, we're going to go into some definite things that you'll want to pay attention to regarding, how do you deal with appraisals that might be low, protect yourself as a seller in those regards. Also, what are the things that you should do to really to push that pricing planning, as that's a very important piece as well. And stick around for the after show for anything we might not cover. You ready?
Ready.
All right, let's do this.
Let's do it.
Are you thinking about buying or selling a house or just want to know what might be going on with one of your biggest investments? Then come hang out with us for a little while. Hi, I'm Kirk Duckwall, and welcome to the Twin Cities Real Estate Show, sponsored by Bricks Real Estate Network Title, Eric Bloomstrand and Chad Preby with Bell Bank Mortgage, and James Tulson with Country Financial. If you have any questions for us, you can give us a call anytime at 651-303-0019. Again, 651-303-0019. You can also check us out online anytime at brickstwincities.com for the latest home searching and researching tools. Follow us on our Facebook page where you can watch us record live most Tuesdays around noon, see upcoming listings, our great books that we have on there under the publications page as well, with the Smart Home Buyer and the Smart Seller book. We're going to dive into a little bit of that today as we are going to talk about selling in a seller's market. It may sound really easy that, well, if it's in the seller's favor, I shouldn't need to do much to have my home sell. And that's the truth. I mean, in a sense. And honestly, that's the truth generally in any market condition, that a house will always sell itself to a certain degree if the price is low enough. Right? I always use the time of or the saying you can always sell a Ferrari for $500, right? The car will sell itself at that price, but is that really the price that it should sell for, or what it could sell for? Exactly. And in a seller's market, it's this kind of thinking, this mentality of, oh, the house will sell itself, that will cost you more money than in any other market condition, right? That the people who do the proper preparation and planning will see the biggest gains because the demand is so strong out there. We've seen sale prices in the Twin Cities just this year in the median sale price range go up by 13%.
Wow.
So
that's crazy.
Yeah,
it really is.
It's I think it was like 270 up to 321 or something like that.
Right.
Yeah. And we actually saw the market meter, which is kind of the proprietary little gauge that we have, taking into consideration housing affordability with month supply of inventory, with showings per listing, and that moved up from an 8.48 last month in June, and now we're up at a 9.63. So that's a 1 to 10 scale of if it's 0 being a complete awesome buyer's market and a 10 being a complete awesome seller's market. So it's 9.63. You can't really ask for much better conditions to be selling in out there.
Right.
But it's these conditions, it's this demand that the house that doesn't do the proper preparation may get 1 or 2 offers, right? Or 3 offers. The one that does do the proper preparation and planning may get 10, 12, 15 offers.
Right.
Now, do you think you're going to get more money at 2 or 3 offers or 15 offers?
I'd go with the 15.
Right. And we're talking big dollar differences.
Right.
Right. And there is some strategy to pricing in a market like this that you want to look at. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But, you know, we're sitting in this market because there's a lot of sellers out there right now that they do realize that it is a seller's market, but they're not finding anything they want to move to, right? Because the inventory is so low.
Exactly.
You know, I said inventory, or I didn't know if I say that. Inventory down to 1.7 months, down 25% over the same time last year.
That blows my mind.
Yeah, it was at 1.9 months back in June. So, yeah, it is a crazy strong market out there.
Right.
But there's a lot of fear that, well, I would love to sell my house and make as much money as possible, but how can I do that if I don't have a place to go?
Mm-hmm.
Well, one of the ways is you could make the sale of your home contingent on you finding a house. Problem there is maybe the time frame that it takes to get that done. We might not be in as strong of a seller's market, right? And you might lose some buyers that are wanting the assurance that they know they have a place to go. The other way, and yeah, this can sound like a hassle, but I mean, is $30,000-$40,000 worth a little hassle? Maybe it is, which is selling and going into a short-term rental, something that's month to month or a 6-month lease.
I like that.
Giving, you know, if you take your stuff and you put it in pods or something similar to that, now you don't have to do a double move in a sense, right? You
Right.
go somewhere, you give yourself the time that you need to then locate the appropriate house, right? Because we know that the late fall market, the winter market is not the same, right? And there may be better buys, there may be more options if you give yourself a little time.
Yeah, my wife and I actually talked about that because, you know, like you said, in this market, you're going to get, with the right preparation, being a seller's market, you're going to get the right amount that you need to sell your house. You know, and I've talked to my wife about that, and, you know, she runs a home business, so it's not as easy for us, so we wouldn't be able to do that. But what a great topic right there, Kirk. I mean, if you can cash flow on that house, set that aside, rent for 5, 6, maybe 2 months, whatever it is, sign into a month to month.
Yeah.
Take your time and find that gem that you're looking for. You're prepared, right?
Yeah.
So you're not stressed out,
Right.
because it is stressful on the buyer side right now.
Yeah,
Imagine that. If you have that flexibility, wow, that's a great topic.
Yeah, it really puts you in the power position, maximizing
Yes.
sale price on your property, and then giving you the time to buy maybe when things aren't as hot. You know? And we do know that the showings per listing are easing back. I mean, it's starting and expected to continue.
Right.
But I mean, right now we just hit the top of the mountain. I mean,
Yes.
July is the strongest market I've ever seen in my career. Right, that houses are selling, that the homes that are priced between $200,000 and $400,000 for the most part around the Twin Cities with proper preparation are selling in 1 to 3 days with multiple offers. Right, so you know, and that is a nice thing to know that you're not going to be on the market a long time.
Right. Yeah, that eases the mind a little bit.
But again, with proper preparation.
Correct.
Right, that's the key. And what is proper preparation? Well, it's starting that conversation as quickly as you can regarding, you know, your timing of getting your home onto the market. You know, I have this client who, unbeknownst to me until last night, that you know, I thought we might be a couple months out, and they were thinking a few weeks out.
Oh wow!
Right.
Okay.
So now we need to make sure that we get that that internal marketing going, start getting the paperwork. Well, get the paperwork going, get the internal marketing going,
Right.
and start really spreading spreading the word while simultaneously going back to that proper preparation. So part of it is planning. Planning is part of the preparation. Let's come up with a plan, right? And then you want to start getting into the the hard work, right? Hopefully it's not too hard, but get actually the physical work, or if you need to get things done, if there is painting or touch up or cleanup or whatever,
declutter some of the stuff. Yeah.
Right. So, but it really is a list, right? That you want to put together that roadmap in a sense from the day you start thinking about sale till closing. What's your plan? And this goes back to our Smart Sellers Guide, that yes, we are in a good market, and so you want to take advantage of that. So a sense of urgency is good, but you don't want to skip the critical steps of getting ready.
Right.
And we're going to dive into that when we come back.
Okay.
Because, again, doing this in a market like this could get you, $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 or more dollars to set up that roadmap. Right?
Okay. Very huge.
So, yeah. If you have any questions, you can always give us a call, 651-303-0019. Check us out online at brickstwincities.com. Those guidebooks, they're there under publications. They're free.
I was going to say they're free.
They're free. Download them. Utilize them. They can make you a lot of money no matter what the market is doing.
Very good information.
All right. We'll be right back. All right, ready?
Yes, sir.
Here we go. You're listening to the Twin Cities Real Estate Show on AM 950. If you have any questions for us after the show, you can give us a call, 651-303-0019. Again, 651-303-0019. Happy to answer any real estate questions that you have or help with your real estate needs. Today, we are discussing selling in a seller's market. And kind of left off about putting together this roadmap to a successful sale in a seller's market, right? We're in such a weird industry. I brought this up in one of the classes I was teaching. We're in an industry that the consumer is led to believe that if their realtor sells their home, that they did their job.
Interesting.
Right? And what did I start off with saying? I started off with saying, a home sells itself in a sense, right? That said, it can sell itself for a heck of a lot more if the real estate agent is providing value,
right?
And really providing that proper preparation, proper marketing, because at the end of the day, houses sell. Houses sell themselves to the right buyer at the price the buyer is willing to pay, and that changes the longer and longer and longer and longer a house is on the market, the less that it's been prepared.
Correct.
Right?
Yep.
And so, what a strange industry, right? Hey, I am told that I did my job no matter what, as long as the house sells.
Right, and days on market's a big thing, right? As far as maybe how a realtor or an agent markets themselves. I sold this house in 2 days.
Well, yeah, and that's a whole nother topic, and metric that there are, again, preparation, planning. Each person has a different goal.
Right.
And there is pricing strategy, and we'll get into that here in a second. But, so what is proper preparation? Let's get into that. So we started out with saying pre-marketing, internal marketing within the brokerage. Basically, you want to get the listing documents done right away with your real estate agent so they can start spreading the word. This is starting to build the snowball. These are the first snowflakes of marketing, getting that rolling down the hill. Right? Now, it's during that period of time that you're taking care of touching up any paint, trim work, scuffs on cabinetry, whatever. And there's a lot of little tricks that a good agent knows to get your ROI, return on investment, really high on that preparation stuff.
With a minimal investment almost.
Yeah, minimal, right? There's so much that you can do out there for very little money to get thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars more for your house. This, going back to getting it ready. Taking care of that, cleaning the floors, getting any stains out of there. If you're staring at a stain and thinking, well, do I need to replace the carpet? If you're asking yourself that question, yes, take care of it.
Fix it.
If it's not coming, because again, are you going to get as much money for a car if it has a giant rust spot on it versus one that doesn't? Right? That is how people are looking at your house. That is how buyers see that, right? If they see a big stain, they see a big rust spot.
Correct.
Right? If they see a cracked window, maybe it's a flat tire on a car. Right? These are things that you want to take care of.
It's kind of like going to a job interview. Are you going to go to a job interview without having your hair cut for 2 months and go in with a wrinkly shirt or whatever? I mean, you're setting those expectations up front, right?
Exactly.
So
taking the time to declutter. And guess what? If you're moving, you're going to have to do that anyway, right? You're going to have to, you got to pack. So basically think of decluttering and prepping and staging. It's all getting you ready ultimately for that move anyway.
Right.
You're just taking care of it early. Quite often, we will see homes that have been properly prepared. That garage is full.
Right. Yeah, don't open the garage door.
They have stuffed it absolutely full.
Well, think about it, too. I mean, if you're living in that house for 30 years, I mean, it looks great to you, but there's so much stuff in there that you've gotten over the 30 years that you don't want that in the house when you're trying to show it.
Right.
It's not showing the rooms correctly. It's not showing the square footage right.
Yep.
There's just too much clutter. We have a client right now that's, ready to sell, but, once they declutter, it's going to be the return on investment is going to be greater.
Right, exactly. You gotta take the time to get it ready. Staging is important too, right? That's because keep in mind your first showings are online. That's how people are seeing your house. So you want to reflect the spaces in the best light possible as far as the amount of space that's there. So paring things back.
Right.
Staging isn't so much for when people are there, although it can be very beneficial.
Mm-hmm.
It's really more for online
photography
to get
piece.
Perspective of a property.
Okay.
Right. So as you're working on that and getting ready for photography, now you've moved the marketing. Your agent has moved the marketing from the internal to the coming soon on the MLS. Now we're getting it out there. That snowball is starting to move a little bit faster, right? And the whole reason we started early is to start to get feedback. Oh, does this seem priced right? What are people's thoughts on this? Depending on the company you're looking at using, you might have, a nice network of agents that can give feedback in a sense, right? And then it moves on to the coming soon. So now it's out to the general public. It's a lot more broad. It's still not ready for showings, and the photography is not done yet, but there may be a picture, 2 pictures with some dimensions now.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're finishing up the cleaning and the staging, and you're working on the landscaping, right? That is so important. The exterior home is just as important as the interior, right?
I agree.
You want it looking good. That's the first thing buyers see when they get out of their car.
Right.
Is
first
the exterior, right?
Everything.
First impression. So you want to make sure that they are that you're providing that good first impression to them.
Makes sense.
Right? And now you are you're ready to come onto the market. And, you've probably had some early conversations regarding pricing strategy. But now it's kind of the you better pick what's going on. You know what your interest level is at. By the way, a good pricing strategy, and here's the thing with list price is never, original list price is never an accurate reflection of value. Go through, look at sold prices of what a home listed for and what a home sold for.
A true comparable.
Right. That if you look, there's tons of listings that sold for over list price and tons of listings that sold for under list price, right? So the question becomes, was it the agent's strategy to get to the price they did? Was it the seller's suggestion? Or was it kind of a best guess, right? You don't want to be guessworking.
No.
You want a strategy with that price, right? And I had a house a few weeks ago. I can't remember if I mentioned it on air or not, but I intentionally put it $20,000 or maybe a little more under what I thought its actual value was. I did this because I wanted lots of offers to then drive other offers even higher. Had I gone for top dollar list price, I probably wouldn't actually got the price that I got.
Right. You'd have probably had 3 or 4 offers, maybe.
Maybe one.
Maybe one.
Right? But instead I had 11. Right? That is, we used the bait offers, the ones that came in at list price, which we had 4 of them, to fuel the fire of the others that pumped it up.
Right.
We just have about a minute to go. And another piece I want to just touch on real quick is, we are in a market right now where market value versus appraised value can be 2 different things. And if you're a buyer's agent out there, you need to make sure, or a buyer out there, that your agent is putting the right things in place in case the appraisal does not come in.
Okay.
Are you doing appraisal guarantees? How are you handling that piece? And for sellers, taking that into consideration as well. What protections do you have in case the appraisal comes in low?
Right.
Because, we're seeing it. We're seeing that again because of that 13% jump in prices.
Right.
So
it's not a guess.
No.
It shouldn't.
Right.
It shouldn't be.
There should be a strategy, right?
Absolutely.
And you want to put this, because if done right, again, you can get thousands, tens of thousands of dollars more for your house than not doing the proper preparation of the home, but also the acceptance of the offer. You need to make sure you're picking the right offer, not necessarily the highest offer.
Correct.
Right? You want one that you can close it. So,
great point.
All right. We'll be back again next week. Take care. Okay.
Hey, good show.
Yes. All right. Facebook. If you're still around, thanks for watching the after show.
Yeah, thank you. This is the fun.
Well, yeah. I mean, with that property that I mentioned, the 11 offers, I got in a long conversation with the agent of the offer that I accepted, and he's like, "Hey, Kirk, I know this place can probably only appraise for X," and he was exactly where I was thinking it could appraise for, and he goes, "That's why I had talked to my clients, with getting as much cash as she could bring, because the appraisal probably wouldn't come in at value."
Preparing,
and so instantaneously, my respect for that conversation and his knowledge and the homework.
Right.
Boom, I have confidence in him.
Yes.
I have confidence in that.
Yes.
Right. and I had a conversation with another agent who sends me a pre-qualification letter from, a nice online big lender. I said, "Yeah, you know what? I'm not even going to take your offer into consideration unless you get me a real pre-approval."
Yeah, right. Right.
And so it's really interesting, the homework levels, the competency of agents that you see out there.
Yeah.
That, taking the time do the homework, whether you're selling a house, to figure out what is the real value, what do we need to do that can get it ready quickly, but also get the best. And here's the thing.
Right.
Almost every seller I meet with, when I provide them the list of recommended preparations, looks at me and says, wow, that's way less than I thought. Right? They had this big list of things. I'm sure
finishing bathrooms.
Oh
and
yeah,
doing
kitchens
this.
and decks and
Right.
all these different things. Should we finish this room in the basement or rip up this entire floor or whatever it may be? No, it's usually a very small list. It's a very manageable list of things to get a home ready.
Right.
And I always say, feel free. If you ever want me to stop out and do that, hit us up.
Right.
A list of putting together a proper preparation list, it doesn't take long.
It can save you a lot of money.
Yes, and a lot of time and a lot of
Because-
stress and a lot of.
Yeah. Sorry to cut you off, but a lot of buyers want to customize that home maybe the way they want it.
Right.
So if you're putting in a laminate floor in the kitchen or whatever you're doing, that could turn away people.
Yeah.
Right. Because some people look at it like, yeah, it's not the perfect floor, but we're going to redo it anyways. Or whatever.
I think it's really interesting when I look at the stats, the numbers behind competency.
Mhm.
In the Twin Cities, and I've seen this go as high as 14, 15%. But currently the average original list price is 11% different than the final sale price average.
Wow.
That's a big chunk.
11%?
Yeah, so when you're talking about a $300,000 home, that's $33,000.
That's crazy.
Right?
Wow.
That agents are miscalculating value on average, or sellers are. I'm not saying that they're off the hook completely, right? Or they're pushing, and that's even in market conditions,
Uh-huh.
right? Like that. Yes, there are homes that are selling fast and going multiple offers, but there's ones that are sitting and just being dogs as
Right.
well, right?
Now, could those dogs be the good deal here come fall?
Absolutely.
When they figure out the house has been on the market 30 days or whatever in
they're
this
the
market?
they're the good deals now.
Right. That's what I'm explaining to some of the buyers that are becoming a little fatigued with, being turned, not getting offers accepted. And I'm saying, hang on, we're moving into a market now, or the fall season, where we're going to start finding some opportunities for you.
Yeah, I have a client. I told him, you know what, jump your price by $20K that you're looking at. Look for the one, instead of going after the one that's $230 that's going into multiple offers and selling for $250.
Right.
Look for the one that's $260 that we can negotiate down to
Yeah.
$250,
To
right?
the actual value.
Right, or lower because of its time on market.
Yeah.
Right? That look, the ones that sit, yeah. Guess what? That home sold. So if the person who thinks that the agent who sold the home did their job, but it sold after 25 days on market and the price reduction
Right.
and all of that, that's not what most homes are doing right now.
No.
But for buyers, those are the ones you want to be looking at. Definitely.
Yes. Please
So,
do.
That's.
Did you hit on landscaping? I think
I
you
did.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah. Exterior homes, super important when getting ready.
I got a quick question for you. So let's say you have a 1960 style Rambler, two bathroom. The main bathroom showers, moldy. You got.
Are you describing your bathroom?
Well, I guess this is kind of personal. The bathroom. I mean, our house has all been redone
Right,
except for the
right.
main
Yeah,
bathroom.
yeah.
So, wife and I are talking. Should we remodel the bathroom, or should we sell it as?
Wait, when you
is?
say moldy, are you talking about some like pink growth or pinkish looking stuff that's on the tile, or do you have like actual black spots or something on the silicone, or what do you got going on?
Some water got behind the grout, so there was some kind of crack or whatever in the grout at some time, and water got in there. So it's not absolutely nasty, but
I
it's,
might. I would say, if it's not looking good
right.
and it's cracked, rip it out and put in a plastic surround.
That's where we're at.
Keep your bucks. You don't need to retile the whole thing.
Okay.
Make it look nice. Get rid of the problem.
Right.
So tear out the tile and rock or whatever, and
Okay.
then just put a plastic surround.
Okay. And that will help. That'll get us more return on investment.
Right. Well, it won't be an eyesore. It'll look good.
Right.
Right.
Plus, it's the main bathroom.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, there's some easy things. I saw somebody, hideous tile, but there's this product, you can actually like enamel all the tile. Like if you have tile, you re-enamel. So they took this
Really?
like very dated 80s bathroom and made it look pretty awesome.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
yeah, there's things you can, and you know what? A good agent should have good connections to do inexpensive things to get your home ready if it's something you don't want to take on.
Right. Well,
So-
we've had those situations, and you have your contacts in your back pocket, but we've been in situations together with transactions where,
Yeah. Had to
if
get 'em
you
ready.
don't have that good contractor, that reliable contractor that can get out there within a day or two,
Cause problems. Yeah.
could cause problems.
Cool. All right. Well, I got nothing else. I don't think. Let me see. Any questions? Doesn't look like it.
Just be smart, guys. I know it is a seller's market that we hear out there, and homes do sell themselves, but do your homework on who's representing you, because again, like Kirk had mentioned, there's things that you can do for minimal costs that will get you
Well,
you know,
and the,
net you more
the
money.
negotiation, the price. You know what? If you don't want to do anything, and that is your goal, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to deal with anything. I don't want my agent to do anything getting it. I want to get this on and get it sold. Well, you know what's still important? Pricing strategy is still important.
Right.
Negotiation is still important.
Yes.
Right? Good photography is still important, right?
Exactly.
There are these things that as a seller you don't really need to worry about, but a good agent should still be providing those services. And a real pricing strategy. This isn't a I think or guess,
Oh, please don't go down that route.
Right? Yeah, you were mentioning to me regarding an appraisal. The agent's response was something along the lines of, my gut feeling was
Yeah.
what?
Right.
Really?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
scary, isn't it?
Not a strategy.
I've heard that more than once, Houses in the area are selling for this much, so I figured it would probably...
Yeah, it goes for that. It can go for back it up, have a plan. What's A, B, and C? How are you dealing with it? It needs
Do
to be
your
a
homework.
Real strategy.
Yeah.
All right. We'll be
Interesting.
back next week.
Have a good week, guys.